Well, a really rough start for the Leafs in their first-round series against the Tampa Bay Lightning last night, but losing Game 1, it's not a death knell. The Lightning also got blown out in Game 1 last year before taking the series in 7-7. So what do the Leafs have to do to adjust? Let's talk now to TSN Bardown's Luca Celebre for more on that. Luca, you know, if you're a Leafs fan, you watch the first few minutes of that game and you just got this unsettling feeling like, here we go again.
Yeah, it's it's really unfortunate as far as the result goes because you're a Leafs fan. You're thinking all these first-round exits, this year's going to be different. And then a minute, 2 minutes into the game, and you're already down 1-0. And at the end of one, it's 3-0. And it's just kind of full-on panic mode. So I understand the panic. But like you mentioned, Tampa got blown out in Game 1 and won the series in 7. It's one game, and if the Leafs go on to win the next 4, let's say, you're not even going to remember this one. Obviously, it's about how they respond to this one and adjust, and I'm sure there will be a ton of adjustments based on kind of what happened and giving Tampa Bay way too many power plays, but even more so just coming out so flat in the turnovers, and there are a lot of things to clean up, which if you're a Leafs fan, I think you're obviously confident they can turn things around, but you also know, like, the team last night that came out on the ice, that's not the team you're used to seeing. And there are going to be much better performances as the playoffs kind of come along. Maybe get the bad one out of the way. You know that Tampa Bay is obviously a bit of a different team than the one you faced last year, but they're still very good. And if you needed a reminder of that, you got that reminder. Now it's kind of time to wake up and get back in the series.
Is your sense then, Luca, that effectively the Leafs defeated themselves last night, or were the Lightning that much better?
I think it might be a bit of both. The undisciplined play is just unacceptable, where you're giving this team way too many opportunities. And the Michael Bunting one is obviously the biggest kind of culprit of it, because you don't down 4-2 in that spot. Love being physical, obviously, but that is just a dumb play, straight up a dumb play. And if you remember, I think the last year in the playoffs as well, it was Game 1 or 2 when Kyle Clifford took a similar penalty. It was a 5-minute penalty, and they had to kill it off, and I think they did. But you just don't want to give this team any momentum. And so beating yourself in the undisciplinary way, but also I think Tampa Bay was just wonderful as far as their pressure goes on the puck. They're really fast. And when you talk about guys like Braden Point and Brandon Hagel, Ross Colton, these guys just pressure the puck so well. Their fourth line is one of the best fourth lines in hockey. Like, they are still really, really good. And I think fans may have forgotten how good they were just because of how weird this last month has been for the Lightning.
No doubt. It has been a strange last month. That's for sure, Luca. I want to talk about the Leafs, though, now. Any bright spots at all? Did you see anything that was like, okay, this is something the Leafs can build on, they can work on this?
I think the power play is a bright spot for sure. I think they scored twice, obviously, in the game last night, and I think they only had 2 goals on the power play all last series in 7 games. It was either 2 or 4. They mentioned that number on the broadcast, and so that right there alone is great. Like, the fact that you're already getting power play opportunities and cashing in on them. I think the biggest area of improvement, though, is 5-on-5, because the Lightning, especially in the first couple periods when this game was kind of still close and still in reach, they asserted their dominance 5-on-5. They forced a ton of Leafs turnovers in their own end. They were better in front of the net battling for loose pucks, and that's guys like Corey Perry and Patrick Maroon really setting the tone. And so if you're looking for an obvious area of improvement, it's that 5-on-5 where you are going up against the best of the Lightning, especially with your top guys. You need to win that matchup consistently.
Corey Perry, just an absolute playoff legend no matter who he's playing for, that's for sure. Okay, TSN Bardown's Luca Celebre, thanks so much. I'm sure we'll chat before this series is over. Take care.
You too.
All right.